The world of NASCAR just changed, and most fans don't even realize how big this moment really is. Because after decades of control, after years of leadership, and after carrying one of the most powerful names in motorsports, Jim France is stepping down as CEO of NASCAR. And replacing him? For the first time in modern history, it's someone outside the France family. That alone should tell you, this is not just a normal leadership change. This is a turning point. And to understand exactly what's happening here and what it really means for the future of NASCAR, make sure you watch this video till the very end. And if you want to stay updated on everything happening inside NASCAR, from major leadership changes to behind-the-scenes stories, make sure you subscribe to NASCAR Nation News. We're pushing to hit 1,000 subscribers, so your support really helps the channel grow. Now let's break this down properly. Jim France isn't just another executive. He's been part of NASCAR's DNA for decades. He's the son of Bill France Sr., the founder of NASCAR, and the brother of Bill France Jr., who helped turn NASCAR into a national powerhouse. Jim France has been involved in the sport for a very long time, working behind the scenes, helping shape decisions, and staying closely tied to the direction of NASCAR. But officially, he stepped into the CEO role in 2018, after Brian France stepped down. And from that moment, Jim France became the man responsible for leading NASCAR through one of the most difficult eras in its history. Think about what he walked into. Declining TV ratings, changing fan habits, a younger audience that wasn't connecting with the sport the same way. And on top of that, the pressure of modernizing NASCAR without losing its identity. That's not easy. During his time as CEO, Jim France focused on stability. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't constantly in the spotlight, but he made key decisions that helped NASCAR survive and adapt. The introduction of the next-gen car, new racing formats, efforts to improve competition and reduce costs for teams, and slowly, NASCAR started finding its footing again. But now, suddenly, he's stepping down. And that's where things get interesting. Because officially, this move is being presented as a transition, a planned change, a step toward the future. Steve O'Donnell, NASCAR's current president, is expected to take over as CEO. And on paper, it makes sense. O'Donnell has been deeply involved in NASCAR operations for years. He understands the sport, he's been part of the decision-making process, and he's seen as someone who can continue the direction NASCAR is heading. But here's the part that has people talking. Why now? Why step down at this exact moment? Because timing matters, and this timing feels very specific. NASCAR is entering a critical phase. There are ongoing media rights discussions. The business side of the sport is evolving rapidly. Streaming platforms, digital content, and global expansion are becoming more important than ever. And at the same time, NASCAR is still trying to grow its fan base and stay relevant in a very competitive sports landscape. So, stepping down right now isn't random. One possible reason? Jim France may feel that the next phase of NASCAR requires a different kind of leadership, not legacy leadership, but modern business leadership. Someone who can focus on media deals, digital growth, and long-term strategy. And that might be exactly why Steve O'Donnell is stepping in. Another angle to consider: Jim France isn't leaving NASCAR completely. He's still expected to remain involved at a high level, which suggests this isn't about walking away. It's about shifting roles, letting someone else handle the day-to-day CEO responsibilities while still having influence behind the scenes. But let's be honest, there's also a bigger story here. Because for decades, NASCAR has been controlled by the France family. Every major decision, every major direction has come from within that circle. And now, for the first time, that control is changing. Steve O'Donnell becoming CEO would mark a historic moment, not because he's new, but because he represents a shift away from family leadership. And that raises a big question. Is NASCAR finally moving toward a more corporate, modern structure? Some fans see this as a positive move. Fresh leadership, new ideas, a chance to evolve faster. But others are more cautious. Because the France family has always been the backbone of NASCAR. They built it, they protected it, and they kept its identity intact. So, handing over control, even partially, comes with risks. And then there's the pressure on Steve O'Donnell, because stepping into this role is not easy. He's not just replacing a CEO, he's stepping into a legacy. Every decision he makes will be watched closely. Fans will question changes, teams will analyze every move, and the entire industry will be looking to see if he can handle the responsibility. And let's not forget, NASCAR is still facing challenges. Yes, there has been progress. Yes, there have been improvements. But the competition for attention is stronger than ever. Other motorsports, other sports leagues, even entertainment platforms, everyone is fighting for the same audience. So the next CEO doesn't just need to maintain NASCAR, he needs to grow it. And that's why this moment matters so much. Because this isn't just about Jim France stepping down. It's about what comes next. Will NASCAR continue to build on its recent momentum? Or will this transition create uncertainty? Will Steve O'Donnell bring new ideas that push the sport forward? Or will the pressure of the role slow things down? And most importantly, can NASCAR balance tradition and innovation at the same time? Because that's always been the challenge. Stay true to what made the sport great, while adapting to what the future demands. Jim France played a key role in navigating that balance. From 2018 until now, he helped guide NASCAR through change. He kept things steady during uncertain times, and he made sure the sport didn't lose its foundation. Now, that responsibility shifts to someone else. So when you look at this move, don't just see it as a retirement or a simple step down. See it for what it really is, a transition of power, a shift in direction, and potentially the start of a new era in NASCAR. Because moments like this don't happen often, and when they do, they usually change everything. Here are exactly Nissan 100 extra words you can plug anywhere in your script, preferably before the ending. And there's one more detail that shouldn't be ignored. This transition didn't come with controversy, drama, or internal conflict, at least not publicly. Everything appears smooth, controlled, and carefully planned. But in a sport like NASCAR, major leadership changes are rarely this simple. There are always deeper conversations happening behind closed doors, long-term strategies being discussed, and decisions being made that fans don't immediately see. That's why this move feels bigger than what's being said on the surface. Because when leadership changes this quietly, it usually means the real shift is happening behind the scenes. And sooner or later, those changes will start to show. So the real question is, what happens next? Because this story? It's just getting started.